Hello, my name is Corey Hunt, and today I'm going to be talking about ethical dilemmas in the workplace. And I guess the best way to explain what an ethical dilemma in a workplace is to give you an example. So, I used to work at a grocery store a long time ago, back when I was like about 19 to 20, and it was my first job. And my duty was to work in produce, and some days I would also do miscellaneous tasks like clean the bathrooms or help push the carts and things like that. So in produce, we would, stack the fruits up and put them in a nice display. And we would also have to cut up the fruit sometimes to put out as samples. You know how grocery stores have samples for people to try. And when I did it the first time, I asked the person in charge of the produce section. He was like the manager of the produce section. I asked him, like, where do we have gloves to put on, or because we had a station to wash our hands, but there was no soap. And I asked him, well, do we get any soap? And he's like, no, that's just to rinse your hands off in case like they get sticky from any fruit or anything. And I asked, well, if we're gonna cut up the fruit, shouldn't our hands be clean? And he's like he didn't seem to really care. And I asked if we had any gloves, and he's like, no, we don't use gloves. And so I just went to the bathroom and washed my hands properly and came back and tried not to touch anything. But of course, when I started cutting fruit, I realized my hands were touching the somewhat dirty knife that I was using to cut the fruit with, and I would have to handle the fruit anyway. So I started using like a paper towel from the bathroom to handle the utensils to cut up the fruit. And at the time, like I was 19 and 20, it was my first job, and I didn't really think to tell another manager in the store because there were like three or four managers in the entire grocery store. And I can think with hindsight now and go like I should have told someone about it. But even thinking about it now, I'm not sure if it would have really helped, because when I would work in the other parts of the store, like cleaning up the bathrooms, they didn't provide us with any cleaning solution. We just had a mop and a bucket of water. And I asked the other manager, do we have anything to clean the floors up with, anything to spray the toilets with? And he said, no, just make the bathrooms look clean. That's all that matters. We have to be presentable. And I'm thinking that's unsanitary. And of course, the ethical dilemma there would be, do I like I can't just leave the bathrooms dirty like that, and obviously I can't just take cleaning solution that's in the grocery store, because that would be stealing, obviously. So I did, express that concern to a manager, and I guess he was sort of annoyed with me, and he just said, okay, I'll just go ahead and buy some Pine Sol, and you can use that. And I said, okay, I'll just use this Pine Sol. And obviously I didn't stay there very long. I think I worked there for about 8 months, and then I just moved on. But now I think the last time I saw it, it's got completely new management. I think they found out that what was going on there. So other ethical dilemmas in the workplace would include using business time for personal reasons, like making phone calls during work hours, or even chatting with employees about non-work related things. So a gray area in that would be, making a doctor's appointment. Is it okay to do that? Or even more of a dilemma would be if you have a child that's sick and you just get a call notifying you of that. Is it okay to make a doctor's appointment for your child? So I think in that case it's best to ask a manager, or a human resource officer, or anything like, or someone like that. And another dilemma would be taking credit or having credit distributed unevenly. Like if you're working on a group assignment and maybe 2 people didn't do their share of the work and 3 people did, is it okay to have the credit distributed evenly, or do you have those 3 people, take the credit and say like these 2 people didn't do as much work? And I think in that case, it's best to be proactive and prevent that from happening in the first place, and saying, you tell those 2 people who are slacking to, you give them something to do, and you can, prevent that credit issue. You can prevent hostilities in the workplace and things like that. So I guess the overall thing about this is to communicate with people. Like I should have communicated with the managers in the store about, my dilemmas with being sanitary. And in these examples, it's best to speak with someone and ask them if you're not sure. Get other people's opinions. So yeah, when it comes to ethical dilemmas in a workplace, the best solution is proper communication.